So had a very good result recently at Turin, of course, the special event last season, and looking to be doing very well here today as well.
Yeah, rocking the Mew VMAX as well, you know, tried and tested, I think. But we see here Chriso shuffle up, you know, some of these fantastic achievements as well. Castle Regional Champion, Liverpool Regional Top 8, Bochum Top 16 in 2020, at AIC Top 64. No easy feats there for Chriso. And here we see Nikoline as well, just shuffling up, and some great achievements there as well.
Yeah. That was a very memorable stream for me. Actually, that was one of the first few national streams that were done, first few streams in Europe, the German national championships. And yeah, Chriso won that with Aquabox with Seismitoad EX. That was yeah, a very fun time. That was the stream that was on my birthday, actually, of experience.
Oh well.
Yeah, that was yeah, 22nd of May 2016. Yeah, great fun time. But yeah, there's Nikoline, yeah, top 4 recently at Turin, and a few other top 256s as well. Definitely going to be looking to add another result as formidable as that top 4 in Turin.
Yeah, both players will be looking to add to their achievements for sure. It's going to be a really interesting matchup, this one. I think that we've seen this matchup quite a while now in the format, since both these decks have been at the top of the standings for a while. It's a matchup that we're quite used to, but I think for the Giratina V-Star, now that it's had to make changes coming into this new format, it's going to be, you know, let's see how this one plays out. You know, it doesn't play the Drapion V anymore. It's just sticking to that the 3-2 line of the Giratina V-Star. So quite a thin line compared to what we're usually used to. And then, of course, we see here with the Mew VMAX. But there is one card that Nikoline is playing that we don't see very often, and that is actually the Fusion Strike Deoxys.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is a card that's come in and out of the Fusion Strike builds of Mew. Of course, it's just another really great option for a single prize attacker. It does 80 damage for free colorless energy, but then if it has a Fusion Strike energy attached, it does 160 instead. So yeah, very solid option there. Of course, can boost up with Power Tablet for really good numbers.
Yeah, eager to see if that's going to be coming into play. I would imagine against the Lost Box, you know, Lost Box we know always tries to utilize the single prize attackers, takes advantage of the fact that it's only going to be using these 1 and 2 prizes when needed. So it'll be interesting to see if that Meloetta does come that Deoxys does come out. But we see here both of our players shuffling up. We're looking to get started, and here we see the prize cards.
Yeah, so prize cards for both players. Nothing too creative. We see that Meloetta in there, though, which is only played as a one-of, so not going to be able to do any insane turn 1 attacks or anything like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, also the 1 Avery as well. Nikoline only plays the 1 option. This is a win and in as we get started here. So one of these players with the win here will be making our day 2 in Stuttgart, and here we see Chriso starting with a Battle VIP pass.
Yeah, another great start there. That's exactly what you want to see. So going to be looking through and checking to see what they have access to. We're going to be wanting to get down a couple of Giratinas, I imagine, as well as maybe some Comfeys. You know, unlike the last matchup, no fears of yoga loops happening. If you're going up against the Mew, you're safe to bench some more Comfeys, get your setup going nice and well. So yeah, going to be feeling pretty good about things here.
Yeah, we always talk about it. We really want to see these Lost Boxes really start to use those flower sectings, start to use those Colossuses early, establish quite a nice board, and get that deck thinned out with what you need. You know, get those cards into the Lost Zone pretty quickly so you can start utilizing these attacks and start using these Mirage Gates, and also the Cramorant there as well, which is a good example. And here we see the deck check, as all good players do. Going to be opting for the 2 Comfey there, as we said, looking to get those flower selectings down early. And here we see just noting down what is available to him. Of course, when we look at these Lost Boxes, these Lost Box variants, as well as Giratina, of course, there are so many different pieces to the deck, right?
Yeah.
You've only got so many Coloruses, you've only got so many energy, you know, and that's why it's so important to do that prize mapping with these types of decks.
Yeah, so 2 Comfeys going down so far. And it looks like we're going to see what else Chriso has to really set up with. It looks like, oh, there's a Jet Energy. That's going to be really good. So be able to do a Flash Lighting and then retreat into a Comfey. This has been a really important combo for this deck. Ever since Jet Energy came out, it's been really key in sort of helping the Giratina deck setup without having to play as many switching cards.
Yeah, we know how heavy usually the count is of switch outs in the Lost Box, and that's purely because of that reason. You know, you want to be switching into your Comfeys, using the flower selecting, then switch back out into the Cramorant. We've seen it all before, right? And that's why Jet Energy, like you said, such a great addition to this deck.
Now, it's very important to get a Giratina down turn 1. I don't know if Chriso has the means to do that right now. If he doesn't, it could be a little bit awkward because, of course, if you don't get it down turn 1, then that means another turn having to wait to get it down before you can then, evolve it into the Giratina V-Star. But there is an S-Ball, so we'll be able to get that there. But, maybe opting for the Radiant Greninja first instead.
Yeah, eager to see the prize mapping strategies of both of our players as well. We know that, of course, Nikoline plays the VMAX, and Chriso is going to be hoping to go 3-3, right? I only really want to be using 2 attacks, and that's exactly what the Giratina V-Star can do. However, for Nikoline, it's a little bit different. Of course, Lost Box, maybe you have to knock out Confe, maybe you have to use the Psychic Leap, and that's going to be... I'm looking to see how this plays out with that, because...
wait, there's a Giratina V already in hand, I just realised.
Yeah, there was a Giratina.
Right.
Yeah. 3 Mirage Gate as well, by the way. So, you know...
I don't really want to see so many of those early on, really, but...
Yeah, we could see Chriso pop off if a Colress was to come down. With 2 in the lost zone now, a couple of Flower selecting can get that on board. Here we see a Battle VIP pass of Nikoline's. Going to be opting, you would imagine, for the 2 Genesect, start drawing some cards with that Fusion Strike system, as we all know and love. Does have the path to the peak as well, so there is a disruption option available. I don't think it's going to be turning much off of Chriso's apart from that Radiant Greninja.
No, I don't think so either. So it's just going to be mainly about sort of going as fast as you can here. Like, Path to the Peak is a card that the Giratina decks play in and of themselves, so not really a threatening card against your opponent, just one that you want to bear in mind. I mean, maybe stop a Radiant Greninja, but I don't think it's too relevant here. So Nikoline just wants to go full speed as much as possible. And to that end, grabbing 2 Genesects straight away with that Battle VIP pass.
Yeah, and there's also, as you see, the Lost City as well. That can be fantastic in this matchup specifically. Start lost owning some of these Pokemon on Chriso's side of the board. Can really, really damage, the options that are available to him, especially getting rid of maybe the Giratina V-Star. We've already spoken about how thin that line is with only the 3-2, start taking those knockouts and all of a sudden it can get pretty hairy for Chriso.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's no access to Meloetta, but of course that Deoxys is another option for attacking turn 1 as well. If you can just get at least the Sparkle going and then attach a double Turbo Energy, you can power up that attacking 1 turn with the 3 colorless energy cost. So I'm sure Nikoline is going to be looking for a double Turbo here and going to be looking to do some Fusion Strike systems to try and find it. There's the Lost City. And there is going to be Fusion Strike system number 1.
Yeah, you can imagine Nikoline going to be looking for maybe some more Battle VIP pass. We do see 1 in hand as well, with only 1 more bench space. She can start using them, start thinning out the deck of these Battle VIP passes, but can opt for another Genesect.
Yeah, which I'm sure what she's going to go for. She wants to attack this turn, and to do that, she needs to find a double Turbo. So maximizing the amount of drawouts you have is actually going to be absolutely key here. We do see they're playing the Feather Ball. Now, I imagine she won't want to grab anything because, I mean, you want to grab the Mew VMAX with that ideally, but that would also clog up a space in your hand, and you don't want that, so... Yeah,
you certainly don't want that when you have to, draw a specific card in that double Turbo Energy. And, Feather Ball is such a great little utility card. It's usually a one-off in these Mew VMAX's decks, but, you can't just use it. It's not like a Nest Ball where you can't use it if you have a full bench or anything like that. And we do see the double Turbo come down here as well for Nikoline. That's a fantastic draw there. Deoxys is now live. And what's more important to say here as well is that Deoxys is a really awkward HP for Chriso. Deoxys being 120 HP. You can't just spit innocently this Deoxys. So it's going to be, how does Chriso get around this?
Yeah, I guess maybe you could shred with a regular Giratina, but that doesn't feel great. You definitely don't want Lost Impact it. It's lost only 2 energy to get rid of that just feels very, very bad. Yeah, this is actually going to be a very, very strong turn 1 from Nikoline because of this. Yeah, the Deoxys is so interesting. It's such a great addition because, it's forcing, like you said, you mentioned their shred, but of course, Nikoline is going to be baiting basically Chriso to start using these 2 prizes, right? Nikoline wants to take this game as soon as possible. So if Nikoline can force Chriso to start using these Giratina Vs or the V-Stars, that's just going to be swallowed straight back up by the Mew VMAX. Yeah, exactly. And there we go, using the free retreat on the Mew to retreat into Deoxys, and the Photon boost carrying the Comfey. And yeah, that does get Chriso 1 more card into the Lost Zone, but there's also 1 less Comfey that Chriso can use to, do more flower selectings. Yeah, Super Rod not as effective as it once used to be, especially with Lost City out. But here we see the draw as well. And it's asking a lot from Chriso here because he needs to respond here somehow with some damage spreading or with a knockout somehow, but also getting rid of that Lost City is definitely going to be a priority here. Yeah. Only plays the 2 Cramorant, the 2 Sableye. It's quite a common count, of course, in these Lost boxes, but as we said, the thin Giratina V-Star line is going to be where that Lost City is so effective. Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to be going for there. There is, of course, experiments, so interesting choice there between the 5. It looks like getting rid of 1 water energy and maybe get rid of a nest ball here. I mean, the other company probably want to keep because you really want to be able to do more than just 1 flower selecting this turn.
Yeah, it's, getting rid of the water energy, of course, you know, the water shuriken, the Moonlight Shuriken isn't going to be as live as it once used to be. But of course, some of these game plans usually with the Lost Boxes is to use the Moonlight Shuriken and then start using the Lost Mine with the Sableye to take some easy prizes against the Genesects. But you know, getting rid of that water energy, maybe not so much. But here we see a nest ball, maybe even another Giratina V come down as well. Start getting those Giratina V stars up and running. We do know that Chriso does have 3 Mirage Gate in hand. Wants to be getting to that magic number 7 as soon as possible.
Yeah, I guess in this instance, like, you don't care as much about preserving the water energy because this isn't the kind of matchup where you want to go for good ninja. So just, going for the nest ball so you can guarantee yourself the second Giratina is absolutely correct. And we do see there another Comfey coming down and then just the escape rope. Nikoline are going to send up the Mew here and Chriso are going to send up the other Comfey to do another flower selecting. And it's actually Giratina and what?
I think that was Roxanne. I think it was Roxanne.
No, it was Avery. Okay.
Avery, such a fantastic card in this matchup specifically as well. Because of course, you know, the benches are usually spread so wide, of course, with these Mew VMAX decks. You know, they usually litter their board with these Genesect Vs and the Mews as well, and in this case, Deoxys also. So it makes for some awkward decisions for Nikoline.
Yeah, it really does. And, like, you know, having to discard one of your attackers or one of your Genesects, it really sort of limits you because then you have to refuel. It's not just that you're cutting off Genesects, it's that the Fusion Strike systems draw less because there's less Fusion Pokemon out, so...
Or not even draw.
Yeah.
Not even draw at all.
Yes.
Here we see the switch card. I think it would probably be, a Spit Innocently here as well.
And this is absolutely fine, because what this does, it sets up a Mew VMAX to be able to KO by a Lost Impact. So you can Lost Impact one and then Star Requiem the other one, and that's an easy free prize map for you.
Yeah, this is nice. This is definitely setting up some nice plays here from Chriso. And here we see the draw into the Fusion Strike Energy. Couple of Ultra Balls in hand, can thin out the hand, start drawing some cards, but there is a Chromatic as well, that always helps. Just looking as to what they can do here. Attaches that Fusion Strike Energy to the Mew V, getting that nice and ready for a possible Psychic Leap, or even start using the Mew V Max. Maybe a Max Miracle coming along the lines, and here we see the Chromatic coming down. Here we see the first flip, and it's a heads, and Nikoline can go into the deck. Of course, search for a card. Such a great card. I absolutely love Chromatic. It's so fantastic. It of course, is only useful when Luck's on your side, but of course, you know, when the heads come rolling, it seems like one of the best cards in format.
Yeah, I mean, search for any card, right? They're pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and as always, right, as we always say with this, in Mew, the benefit is that even if you get Tails, it just means you're discarding cards out of your hand and you can draw more Fusion Strike systems. So it's never like a bad card to have in your hand, as it were.
Yeah, of course, and opting for that Boss's Orders, bossing up that Giratina V, and with that Power Tablet as well, we'll be able to take the knockout on this Giratina V. Just needs to draw into a VMAX, but just draws it straight up. Did already have that Ultra Ball in hand, but drawing into it much better. Just looking here as well, that Nest Ball isn't going to do much here, but can Ultra Ball that away. Start using Fusion Strike System again, but opting to keep that, of course. Possibly evolve into another VMAX next turn, but is going to take the knockouts here on the Giratina V, just counting up how many cards are in the Lost Zone. There are 7, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. But Sableye will be live with just a Colress next turn with this Giratina coming into the Lost Zone. And here we see, how does Chriso respond? Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal stuff here. There's Nikoline's going to be very happy with that progression, and taking a free prize lead now, it makes it a little bit harder for Chriso to make a comeback. It's not impossible, mind you, but losing it, especially because there's now 2 Giratina V in the Lost Zone, right? So it's
awkward.
It's very awkward. It's going to force a Super Rod later on for a Giratina V, and it means that it's going to be impossible to chain one Giratina V star attack after another one because you just don't have the physical amount of cards to do that.
The reason why Chriso needs to take 3 prizes this turn specifically as well is because Nikoline is, of course, only on 3 now. So just a knockout on the V-Star or the V. You can imagine it becoming a V-Star this turn, of course, and then just another single prize Pokemon, and Nikoline's already won the game. So they're both on, technically, 2 attack game plans, you know, but I think with the favour's definitely going to be in Nikoline here,
Yeah.
So here we see, and I think just important to mention as well, there's no choice belt here for Chriso, so it's going to have to be using the V-Star attack on the Giratina V-Star to take a knockout on this Mew. So there needs to be just 2 more cards in that lost zone in order to use that.
Yeah, which is fine, of course. I mean, there's the Chorus Experiment. They're ready to go. So that is going to get the 10th card in the 9th and 10th cards in the lost zone to be able to use the Star Requiem. But it's more just the factor of it's going to like. With the Mew V on the bench already with damage on it, it's better to have it this way around at least. You're using the Star Requiem to KO fresh Mew VMAX, and now maybe it might be important for Nikoline to find another attacker to go with, but the problem is the bench is full, so if she wants to attack with Mew VMAX, she's forced to do it with that one that has the damage on it already. Yeah,
and I think what's awkward about this kind of board state here for Nikoline, she's going to be wanting to get rid of that VMAX technically next turn. So if you evolve into a VMAX, use Psychic Leap, possibly, or even use the Deoxys and bench another Mew, you're ready to take the other 2 prizes on the Giratina V-Star, right? So if you can escape rope, get into another single prize Pokemon, take that easy knockout, and just get yourself set up for next turn to take those big the big knockout on the 2 prizer. That's where Nikoline's game plan is possibly lying.
Yeah. Jet Energy onto the Comfailer, finding a lucky flash letting where you get to get rid of a VIP pass. You'd love to see that always.
Yeah, but pretty good.
I don't see a Grass Energy though. I think that's one of the big problems. There's no way that you need, of course, a Psychic and a Grass to Star Requiem, and I don't see it right now. I believe that's a Water on the Giratina right now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Oof.
You see Manual Retreat here into Giratina V-Star, and you can see the Star Requiem.
Oh wait, it was it is a Grass, okay.
Yeah, it was a Grass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit blue from the camera angle here, but yeah,
I believe the Holland Phantoms Energy,
yes.
I believe, yeah. Just a bit too shiny for us here, but here we see the Mew V going to be slapped down, as you imagine. As you can imagine here. And of course, what's awkward here is that if Chriso is able to take the knockout on the Mew V on the bench, it just leaves Nikoline with the Deoxys. That is if the Psychic Leap play is going to be the option here.
Yeah. Which I think it kind of has to be, right? There's no... If you leave this Mew V, evolve into a VMAX and then leave it active with 110 damage on it, it's not going to bode well for being able to take a return knockout. I mean, although...
I think you're forced here to use the Deoxys. If you use the Deoxys, you keep both Mew V nice and safe, you take the single prize, and then you're able... You have the... Obviously... You have that board state where you can evolve into the Mew VMAX and take the big knockout, take the game. But here we see the Box of Disaster come down with that double turbo energy. So maybe opting to evolve and start attacking. But no, that Mew V was placed down this turn.
Yeah, I was going to say that was just evolved now. So I guess maybe Nikoline just leaving this one in the active makes the most sense. We do see another Fusion Strike system. Maybe 3 cards drawn. There's a Forest Seal Stone. Actually, Nikoline has not used Star Alchemy yet this game.
Yeah, nice. Doesn't need it. No. I'm just going to draw into it. Has that Chromatic also in hand. But what Nikoline is going to be wanting to do here is to start thinning down the deck, start getting those power tablets nice and ready for that next turn, for that big knockout. So here we see the Chromatic, start thinning down the deck.
Oh, it's a heads again.
Get those Fusion Strike systems up and running. Deck is still quite big. Oh, a Judge could be nice here.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very important. Chris's hand is absolutely huge, so if there's any turn where you want to do a disruption, it's definitely now. And maybe Nikoline actually wants to go for the Iono instead, just like...
Iono even better.
Yes. Reduce the hand size by even 1 less. Now, is Nikoline playing a Roxanne? I don't believe I've seen it so far, but if you have to take a quick look at the list here.
Nope, no Roxanne.
Okay,
so for the Avery instead.
So yeah, just Avery and Iono and Judge for disruption options. So the Iono, the strongest disruption option available here. And yeah, absolutely makes sense to go for that now. So it's going to be Iono and then pray that Chriso can't find a counterattack.
Yeah, it's interesting, the Iono here, because I think you're going for the disruption, that's fine. But I think with that, you're taking the power tablet out of hand, so you're going to be wanting to look... Oh, that's absolutely fine. What am I saying? Just drawing into another one, that's absolutely fine. And the Pal Pad to boot as well. So going to be looking to use that, start using those Fusion Strike systems. Opt in to go for the boss perhaps as well, just in case a single prizer was to come out. Of course, that damaged Mew is going to look very tasty for Chriso. Just to spit innocently, we'll take that knockout. Just shuffling up boss into the deck there. And you can imagine a Fusion Strike system is going to be up and running already. Does still have 2 available as well.
Yeah, but it's got to be just a pass after this, right? Because there's already been a retreat, there's already been an attachment, unless Nikoline can find another switching card and attack with the Deoxys, but no, it doesn't look like it. It does redraw the Iono very quickly, actually.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, was it a manual retreat into the Mew?
I believe so, unless I'm mistaken. Was it a switch card instead?
Interesting if it was a switch card, because I don't think she's going to opt to get a Mew VMAX here. Yeah, so you would imagine it would be a switch card. Just to retreat into the Deoxys for knockout, because I think if you were going to opt to use the Mew VMAX, you would have possibly got one out there, right? So shuffling up there as well. And then the third Fusion Strike system come down as well. Such a popular deck with all of our players. It's so fun to play, of course. So much draw power you have to your game.
There's Escaper. Okay, so it must have been a switch card earlier. Must have
retreat there into the Deoxys and taking that 1 prize, and then puts Nikoline only 2 prizes away from going 1-0 here in the dreaded winning in.
Yes. So now Chriso's in a position where it doesn't matter which Mew he KOs, or it doesn't matter what he KOs really. There's always going to be an option for Nikoline to be able to take the last 2 prizes to win. So this is a really good position for Nikoline to be in right now. And those 2 Giratina V taking the loss earlier really hurting Chriso right now. Yeah,
she's put herself in such a good position because it's forcing Chriso here to, with the 3 prizes, it's putting Chriso in a really awkward position. Not only is that Deoxys really awkward to knock out with that 120 HP with the spit instantly, but also the Mew V, there's 2 of them, right? So just a simpler evolution next turn for Nikoline, a boss, power tablets, and then it's taking the game there. But here we see the Super Rod, just a couple of water energies, I believe there, and a psychic energy as well.
Just reloading for more Mirage Gates.
Yeah. Lost Mine can take knockout on that Mew V on the bench as well. You see a Psychic Energy. This is going to be a big flower selecting.
Is that Mirage Gate? I think I see a Mirage Gate.
Oh, Giratina V-Star hitting. Yeah, it was a Mirage Gate.
Yeah, I mean, the V-Star doesn't matter as much because, I mean, if this one gets KO'd, you lose that anyway, so absolutely fine to loss on that. But yeah, Mirage Gate, absolutely huge find. Gonna playing that straight away, and with the... And maybe thinking at first Psychic Water, but no, going to go Psychic Grass. It's going to be very interesting to see where he commits these.
Can attach one to the Giratina, attach one to the Sableye, take the knockout on the Mew V, and then of course I think Chriso already had the energy in hand for that retreat cost on the Comfey. So having that Giratina set up now, see here the Grass Energy. Grass Energy. Oh, it's a Grass Energy on the Giratina. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it is.
Grass Energy already on the Giratina. That's fine.
So Chris obviously doing this, wanting to take the KO this turn with a 1 prizer to force Nikoline to at least have the boss's orders to KO the Giratina. So, yeah, very, very smart play here from Chriso to kind of avoid the auto-lose situation. Yeah,
interesting. Does have the counter catcher in hand, so that is live this turn as well. Is an option. Can opt for maybe perhaps a stall play on the Genesect V and take a knockout on the Mew V with Lost Mine as well.
That could be really good because then it forces Nikoline to have a switch out and a boss's orders to win. So yeah, if you just bring up the Genesect and then Lost Mine around it, essentially carrying the Mew, that could be really, really good.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned it as well, but Path to the Peak also in hand as well.
Ooh.
That could also be quite spicy here.
And...
oh, Irida.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, opting to play the Irida.
Not a card you often see in Giratina decks, but of course you do play some water Pokemon and you do play a lot of items, so I guess why not, right? If you want to search a Radiant Greninja or search Cramorant?
Yeah, fantastic to get those Battle VLP passes down turn 1 as well. Here we see the attachment, also another Mirage Gate.
Yeah, just
to the Giratina. Oh, opting to use that straight away.
Okay,
interesting. Path to the Peak.
Counter catch on the... Okay.
Genesect V making even harder for Nikoline to come back from this board state.
Yeah, although...
A knockout, and now Chriso's only 1 prize away.
Yeah, I guess maybe Chriso thinking is less likely to draw into a lot of power tablets because like that's now the out now. Now boss orders is not relevant anymore, but now Nikoline just needs to draw a lot of power tablets and a Mew VMAX. So let's see if she can do it. Obviously, Pass to the Peak in play is going to make it a little bit tricky. I don't know if I see a counter stadium in now. Oh, there is
Lost Vacuum.
Okay, so Nikoline very, very close to winning this game here, actually. Going to evolve the bench.
Yeah, evolving into the Mew VMAX on the bench. Power tablet coming down. That's the first one we have. Boss's orders can opt to use it. Can escape rope and boss's orders start thinning down that hand. Has to use the lost vacuum, of course, get rid of that path to the peak.
Yeah, although is there, because maybe you just want to play a supporter to draw more cards instead, right? Maybe just get rid of the boss's orders with the vacuum instead. So yeah, going to do that.
Yeah. Opting maybe for a security Iono.
Yeah, exactly. But
so down to 1, and of course, crying in energy.
Yeah. But of course, this does mean now that you can't play the escape rope because Chriso will be then, of course, switch out.
Oh, this Iono, this is huge.
Wait, did Nikoline not play the power tablet?
Nikoline did play the power tablet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Power tablet was
Yeah, there it is. I was going to say.
Yeah, putting it down there. Thanks, Nikoline, just reminding us. Draw 2. Oh, there's another power tablet.
Just one power tablet away from winning this game. That's all Nikoline needs to do enough damage.
Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a
choice belt.
Do it. Choice belt.
Choice belt takes the game. Absolutely massive there from Nikoline. Such fantastic, just showing the power of the Fusion Strike system, drawing into those damage modifiers. You know, so powerful, fantastically played as well. Of course, with that, just showing the power of the Deoxys as well.
Yeah.
You know, just showing how awkward it can be for those lost boxes to deal with.
The single prize attackers are coming in clutch, the Meloetta and the Deoxys. And yeah, again, it's funny because it is, I think a lot of Deoxys falling out of favor is kind of because Ice Cube came to replace it, right? Ice Cube is also a very solid attacker, of course, can hit the bench as well as the active. But the one difference is that unlike with the Ice Cube, Deoxys can also operate off a double turbo and the Fusion Strike energy, as well as, whereas with the Ice Cube, you need a lot of Fusion Strike energies in play to do the damage of Block Slider.
It's funny, right? Because I feel like with these Movie Max decks now, they're so defined. You know, there's only so much you can do with it. You spoke about earlier, is she playing the Roxanne? Oh, well, no, she's playing the Avery instead. It's, you know, it's so tight, these lists, you know, it's what these players prioritize in terms of meta, game plan. What do you like to play? Do you like to be a little bit more aggressive, or do you like to be a little bit more of a disruption control type? But Nikoline just showing showing the power of the Deoxys.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And so, for game 2, Nikoline is just going to do that again, right?
Yeah. Game plan, stick it to as usual, I think, for Nikoline for sure. Here we see the prizes down for Chriso, maybe perhaps a mulligan for Nikoline.
Yeah, sure looks like it. So, draw 7 again.
Just the 1 Cramorant down for Chriso. Does play the 2 though, so it does have the security of the second one.
And that will be mulligan number. Oh no, that was the first mulligan actually.
So. Oh, that was the first mulligan.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely fine. It's a deck that you don't want to be giving mulligans to though.
No, not really. Like the more starting cards you give Giratina, the worse time you're usually going to have.
Yeah, it always ends up being 3 Battle VIP passes. It's fine. You give me the cards. You mulligans. It's not my fault. But yeah, Nikoline going to be wanting to stick to that same game plan, I would imagine. You know, getting that Deoxys down early, taking those early prizes, start baiting those 2 prizes out from Chriso, start shortening that game time, you know, start taking those 2 prizes pretty early on. But here we see the hand here from Chriso as well. Prize cards as well coming down. The Lost City, Mew VMAX, only the 1 Meloetta there as well.
Reprising it again.
Yeah. Oh, starting the Deoxys though, that's not terrible. We see the Battle VIP pass as well. Nikoline's going to kick us off. Chriso opting to go second. And then, you can imagine the Battle VIP pass coming down here. Going to look like possibly 2 Genesect again. And a new V as well to boot.
Now, Chriso choosing to go second here is interesting. It's a 2-factor thing. First of all, you want to be able to use your supporter turn 1, ideally, if you can. And not only that, but you also want to stop your opponent from attacking turn 1, which if you go second, it can. Something very important to point out. I tried to look at Chriso's hand. It is very, very bad.
Yeah, there's not much going on there. It's going to be praying to that Comfey. Going to be wanting to get some festive presence down early with that top deck, and maybe even a flower selecting, looking to get back into the game, maybe even get a Colress. But Nikoline going to be looking to really take advantage of the poor starts maybe that Chriso has. But here we see getting set up nice and early here. Battle VIP pass coupled up with the Nest Ball, 2 Genesects on board, Ultra Ball in hand as well. Here's a Feather Ball.
Oh, wow.
It's popping off here from Nikoline.
Absolutely fantastic. So who needs Battle VIP pass? Well, I mean, you did as well, but you know, a Nest Ball and a Feather Ball will get the job done just as well. So got to be feeling pretty good about that. And has an Ultra Ball to boot as well, so we'll be able to just fill up the whole bench.
Yeah, Ultra Ball nice here as well. looking to get rid of that path to the peak, as we said earlier, not too helpful in this matchup. It's only going to be turning off the Radiant Greninja on Chriso's side. You can imagine it's going to be another Genesect. Get 3 down nice and early, start drawing those cards, making those Fusion Strike systems really effective, start going through that deck, getting those power tablets nice and ready for the Giratina V-Star later in the turns. Here we see Genesect V coming down like we mentioned. And this is such a good start from Nikoline.
Yeah, this is absolutely phenomenal stuff. It's exactly what you want to see, like any start going first or second. Obviously, no Meloetta is a shame, but if you're going first, it doesn't really matter as much. And then finishing off with an Escape Rope as well to bring the Mew into the active, and that's going to be a Fusion Strike system for the full complement of 6 cards.
Yeah, we saw Chriso there just shuffle up the copy. Oh, this is massive. Judge already in hand as well, and nice attachment here. This is so advantageous for Nikoline, because what could happen here is the energy attachment onto the Mew, and without having to use Alyssa Sparkle next turn, just another manual attachment will do. This means that Nikoline can start really jeopardizing Chriso's board state by start using by start using cards like Iono and Judge to start disruption. But I'd imagine from looking at Chriso's hand, there's not going to be much going on there anyway.
Okay, something very interesting happening there. So Nikoline did have the Hisuian Heavy Ball, right?
Yeah.
Decided to play it, but then not take the Meloetta from it.
I guess taking the Meloetta will mean that you're adding cards to your hand. So
right.
It means that you're junking up the hand. So using the instant effect of the Hisuian Heavy Ball will mean that you're getting rid of a card from your hand, so you just get that extra card from the Fusion Strike system.
That makes a lot of sense. And Meloetta, you don't really need it right now anyway at this point. You're going first, you already got a Deoxys set up and your other attackers going. It's kind of, it's at its most useful in that, sort of turn 1 going second attacking a scenario, which is not what Nikoline is dealing with right now. So yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a pass after that.
Oh, switch cards. Not great. Did we see a Nest? Oh, no, there couldn't have been a Nest Ball there.
No, I think it was a Nest Ball. I think...
VIP pass! Chriso's right back into this game, getting that comfy real quick. And the Radiant Greninja also start drawing some cards, getting that energy straight out of their hand. Here we see Chriso must be pretty happy right now from those draws.
I don't think there was a Nest Ball in hand before, so I think it was draw Nest Ball for turn, then Flower selecting the Battle VIP pass. Exactly the 2 cards needed to turn that hand around.
Yeah, massive from Chriso. Just doing a little prize check here as well. But of course, staring down that great start from Nikoline is going to be a bit intimidating, but let's see what Chriso can do. You can imagine that he's going to be trying to do the usual. Get those flower selectings up, get those cards into the Lost Zone, maybe a cheeky little Spit Innocently here from a Cramorant as well. But here we see just looking at those prizes, or discovering those prizes, sorry. Yes. Prize checking the deck there, just going through it. How many options do I have? How many energy in the prizes? What's my Giratina V-Star line looking like? Pretty fragile. I think it's in the hand anyway.
An interesting list choice from Chriso is that most of the Giratina lists, most Lost Box lists in general nowadays tend to opt for only playing 1 Cramorant. Chriso is actually playing 2.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the reasoning behind the Irida, if you're leaning more into Cramorant as an early attacker, then Irida makes sense to be able to search it out more.
Yeah, definitely seeing the value in it. I mean, I absolutely love the Cramorant. It's such a I say it's obviously an efficient attacker. It doesn't even use any energy. So it's as efficient as it can be in these. And it's so, I like to say it's so easy. It's not looking so easy right now for Chriso. He's going to need to get into a Colress. We see the 2 Giratina V to come down, but needs a Colress, of course, to use that Spit Innocently. Drawing 2 here. Oh, and drawing the Colress as well from the concealed cards. 2 Battle VIP pass, I think, in the Lost Zone as well. Get them right into the Lost Zone. I'm not going to be needing them right now.
Nope.
The Jet Energy as well.
Wow,
this is such an explosive, and another Battle VIP pass hitting the Lost Zone. I don't need it anymore. I don't need any Battle VIP pass. This is fine, and here we see a Spit Innocently, nice and easy for Chriso. Just from that really poor start, it just shows the flower selecting, flower power. It gets you there. It gets you there, Freya.
The turnaround from that starting hand was absolutely boggles the mind, and it went from Chriso thinking, oh, is Chriso even going to be able to stay in this game, to now it's, oh, Chriso just had about as good a start as he could have asked for.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't have thought from that hand he would have been passing over to turn with that board state. Just checking how many cards in hand there from Nikoline. Does have an option of Judge this turn. See the Chromatic just off screen, I think. Oh,
looks like it's a head.
Must have been a head.
Yep.
Going through that deck, I fell for that before. Surgery with the deck before the tails comes around, and I'm like, never. But looking to get the double turbo energy, of course, maybe even using that Deoxys this turn.
Yeah, now it is important to mention, of course, that I think the ideal turn for Nikoline here would be to bring up one of those Giratina Vs and get a 2-price KO. That's unlikely given the current hand, so instead just going to go for that double turbo and go for the Judge.
Yeah, I like this disruption here. I think we spoke about it earlier. Lost Box absolutely hates the constant disruption, the Iono after Judge after Judge. They absolutely despise it because what the Colress isn't a shuffle draw, right?
No.
It's their main draw power. So looking at the top 5 and putting 3 into hand consistently, your hand suddenly gets so big and all of these options just become available to you. But of course, if you're able to keep disrupting that, it's so detrimental to the game plan.
So Judge and then Fusion Strike System straight away, drawing 2 Cram-O-Matics actually. Looks like she's debating, so Cram discarding Cram. Let's see if there's anything up with the
it's another head. I think that's 3 for 3. I think Chriso, just the reaction there. He's wincing. I think he's counting in his head. Right, that's 3 for 3 now. You always hear your mates come up to you after a game. Oh, they got 8 for 8 off Chromatic. I could do absolutely nothing about it. And here he's seeing a good example of that from Nikoline.
Sometimes the Cram Casino goes your way, right?
Yeah, 100%. And UBC just opting for perhaps the power tablet, maybe getting ready for next turn. Oh no, actually, he's going to need the power tablet to take a knockout on the Cramorant if there's only 1 Fusion Strike energy attached, I believe. Or am I saying that wrong?
It does 160, right? Shouldn't be necessary.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's doing 140 right now.
Yeah,
so it doesn't need the power tablet.
Yeah, unless unless there's maybe a psychic potential. No, it is just, as you said, it is a preparation for next turn. So retreat and Photon Blast, KOing the Cramorant, and not sending it to the Lost Zone, sending it to the discard pile. There's no Lost City in play this time. Sorry, Photon Boost, not Photon Blast. But
yeah, I think this is the best comeback that Nikoline could have had after last turn. Getting that Deoxys. We've spoken about how awkward it is for Chriso to deal with. It's going to need maybe even a 2-star or get another Cramorant, get the Cramorant out of the discard pile. We know that one's already prized to start dealing damage to the Deoxys, but isn't going to be taking any knockouts. And this is where Chriso really wants to start, gaining momentum in the prize race.
Yeah, and that's going to be what he's aiming for. But as the Chorus experiment, Sableye, not really that relevant attacker in this matchup usually. Like, can be nice to snipe a weaker Mew, but in this instance, especially given that you play 2, find the Lost Zone 1, and getting rid of a Nest Ball there, not really needing to get anything else out of the deck right now. And Flower Selecting comes in. That will be the key 7th in the Lost Zone, which is going to make the Mirage Gate active now. So Chriso, again, just continuing on from the insanely strong start they had turn 1.
Yeah, it does have Path to the Peak on hand as well. We know how detrimental that can be to Mew VMAX decks. Of course, turning off that Fusion Strike system. Going to go for the Super Rod here, Water Energy, Grass, and the Cramorant. Going to go for a Mirage Gate pretty early on here. Could go for a knockout here on the Mew V with a Moonlight Shuriken. That can be an option here for Chriso. For a nice 2 prizes, put him ahead of that prize race and keep up with the momentum. And of course, with 2 Giratina V-Stars as an option, that looks pretty tasty from his perspective.
Yeah, and that's what he's going for there. The Mirage Gate, the Water and the Psychic, another Water from hand, and we'll be able to sort of KO the Mew V and then put 90 damage on the other Mew V to set up nicely for a lower Lost Impact later.
Oh, and the Path to the Peak as well. Taking out the Mew V, putting a nice 90 damage on the other Mew as well. This is a great turn from Chriso.
Insanely strong turn. Again, just continuing on from that start, right? And Nikoline now under path with what looks like no outs in hand. This could get ugly quickly.
Yeah, there's not much going on in that hand. And of course, with the damaged Mew V on the bench, you definitely don't really want to be evolving it into a Mew V Max, of course. It would be an easy 3 prizes even from the Giratina V-Star. We know it's only going to be Star Requiem that takes the knockout on the Mew V Max for Chriso. So a damaged one isn't going to be very helpful to Nikoline right now.
No, it's not. And now Nikoline with the Ultra wanted to grab another Mew, and there wasn't at least a Sparkle in hand, so maybe is she thinking of playing that to just attach 1 to each Mew?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, here we see a Mew V come down, but without any options to get rid of that Path to the Peak, this is looking pretty dicey here from for Nikoline.
Yeah. And oh, actually, just like correction. It got this, the Elisa Sparkle got discarded with the Ultra Ball, so option there. Switch card though, quite important there actually. So now that kind of prevents another Radiant Greninja attack KO.
It also prevents Spit Innocently taking a knockout as well.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah, it'll only put it to 170. So that's a pretty smart switch card there from Nikoline, but going to be taking the knockout, opting to go for the Star Alchemy.
Oh, of course, she hasn't used it yet, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't have Star Alchemy, so does have an option to get rid of that Path to the Peak. Going to be looking to use possibly Lost Vacuum, maybe thin out a card from the hand as well to make that Fusion Strike system even more effective.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because it's like, do you go for the Lost Vacuum and then, you just get rid of the stadium that way, or do you go for Lost City? Because then that way you're replacing the stadium, but then you can also get rid of the Greninja and make sure it can't come back.
I mean, getting rid of Radiant Greninja sounds pretty good, I think, for Nikoline, but it's going to be opting for the Lost Vacuum instead. Maybe.
Wait, how many Lost Cities are in the list? Is it just the one?
Yes, I believe it's just the one.
Oh, then that's why, because of course it's in the prize cards. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure she would have gone for that if she could, because because either way, whether you vacuum or you Lost City, you're putting one card of Chrisos in the Lost Zone. So then I think you'd much rather put a attacker Pokemon in the Lost Zone rather than a stadium.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. See the choice belt there as well. Going to be attached to that Mew V, getting that ready for perhaps next turn, taking knockout on one of those tasty Giratina Vs, or perhaps even a V-Star next turn. But you can imagine a Deoxys attack coming out here for Nikoline, taking an easy one prize here, putting herself down to 4, evening it up here in our winning in game, round 7 in the Stuttgart Regional Championships, drawing a Mirage Gate here as well for Chriso. Going to be looking to start putting energies on those Giratinas, start taking a couple of prizes, but without any gust, it's going to be staring down a Deoxys, and that's definitely not what he wants.
Yeah. Was there a debate about something to do with the fusion energy?
Maybe just asking a question to one of the judges just for clarification.
Yeah. Right. Oh, it's something to do with the switch card. Okay, so whether the healing's still...
It did take a knockout on the Radiant Greninja. It's still 140, so that's not a problem. Maybe just questioning the switch card from last turn about the damage.
Yeah, there was a retreat and it was a retreat and then a switch card.
Yeah.
But hold on. Then there should have been an energy discard, right? If there was a retreat.
Oh yes, of course. No, yeah. Fusion Strike build, which was a ton of aggression. Get those Fusion Strike energies down straight away, start using the Melodious Echo, but of course, it then changed a bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
We went to a more Path to the Peak build.
Yeah, the double turbo version really became the most popular version, I think, because the idea being, if you're attacking just with double turbo energy, you don't really need any other attacks when you can play a bunch of different disruption trainers and supporters that really can... It kind of reminds me a lot of Zorok Garboda, right? The idea being that you draw a lot of cards in your turn, but then at the end of your turn, you shut off your opponent's abilities to do the same, and then you return on your abilities in your turn and just do the same over and over again. The only difference being so we had that, but then Spiritomb came out, and we had to have a shift back to the fusion build because that was your only way to play around the Spiritomb's ability.
The Ice Cube. The Ice Cube as well.
Oh, the Ice Cube as well,
The Ice Cube as well, able to take a knockout on the Spiritomb, of course. But yeah, we see now more of a mishmash of both, right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing Kai Wainwright's list from Gdansk, and it was super interesting. It was the Mew VMAX, but with the Fusion Strike energies and all of the kind of stuff that you get with that, with the Meloetta, but also this Judge Path package. And we see that also from Nikoline as well, even opting for Avery as a disruption option as well. It's really interesting to see how these players, these one card techs, they change as the tournaments go along. It's really interesting to see how players, utilize their creativity with these types.
Yeah, because those disruption trainers, they never stop being good, right?
Yeah.
They're still great to use, but the thing is, if you have to play the fusion energies to protect your Genesect from the Spiritomb and to be able to power up your Ice Cube, but then you have less room for them, so you have to be a lot more choosy about what disruption tech supporters and other cards that you want to put in. So you have to cater a little bit more to the metagame you're expecting.
Did you ever play Mew VMAX?
I'm trying to think now, actually. Maybe a couple of times. It was never a deck I played religiously. I know some people, I think of Shay, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who really like the deck tend to stick to it a lot, but it never really gelled with me in that same way. So no, I've not played it a lot in that sort of sense, other than when it first came out, maybe a couple of times on TCG Live,
I played it once. I played it twice, but Milan is... is actually my best achievement in Pokemon in general.
Oh, really?
And I played it with Pokemon Catcher back in the day.
Oh,
that was so much fun. You played the Grammatics as well as the Pokemon Catcher.
Oh,
it was so much fun. It was chaotic, and a lot of players just never expected you to get double heads and all this sort of shenanigans as well. But I had such a fun time with Mew VMAX. But you know, we talk about a lot of players having their pet decks, don't we? You know, you spoke about that earlier about the Mew VMAX. A lot of players just stick to one archetype, and we see that a lot with Mew VMAX.
Yeah, we really do. It's like, and Nikoline, a good example of that, right? She talks about she likes to play as her favorite deck. She knows it well, and it is one of those decks that I think if you stick to it, it will reward you, because although some people seem to think it's a very straightforward deck to play, I really don't agree at all. I think it's the amount of sequencing that you have to do and to think about what cards you want to play to get the optimal outcomes with drawing more Fusion Strike system and getting the maximum damage. It can be very tricky to pilot it absolutely perfectly. So the more time you put into it, the less of those mistakes you're going to make, and the more likely you are to get a big result from it. Yeah,
no, 100%. And same thing for Alberto Conte. We featured him last round. He said, I've been playing Giratina all this time. You know, I've been playing it all this time. I still believe in it. I still believe it has good matchups. And even though everybody was saying, Giratina's on the downturn with Paradox Rift, there are all these new cards that come out which really mean, it's more on the downturn. Alberto said, nah, forget about it. I'll continue to play it. It's my deck, and I'll take it all the way. And, he was 6-0 at the end of it.
Now, important update, you can see there we have our data on the scoreboard. Chriso did, in fact, win that game as a result of that judge call. So it is now going to 1-1, and we are going into game 3.
Yeah, an unfortunate one. But, of course, these things do happen, and we see both players going into a 1-1 scenario here. And game 3 in our winning in. These are where the good players are separated, I guess. It's definitely a winner here. We'll be going into our day 2. 7 minutes on the clock as well. We may get a winner. If Mew, I would say more or less Mew VMAX, if it was able to have these explosive turns like we saw earlier. And with a poor start from Chriso as well, Nikoline might be able to take it, but you never know.
Well, I think it's also important to note that that timer, I think, is likely to be extended. Of course, there was a very long judge ruling, and also the time is currently paused. So I'm sure once we have an idea of what the time actually is, we'll get that updated. And I think it's going to be a little bit longer than 7 minutes that they have to finish this game 3.
Yeah, okay, that's absolutely fine. With these judge calls, of course, you do get those time extensions as well. But here we see both players shuffling up and getting the game started as well. And the prize cards coming down. Ooh. You see as well some rough prizes coming out as well on Nikolina's side. 2 Genesect V, not fantastic. Also with some consistency in the Forest Seal Stone, but also on Chriso's side, a 1-1 Giratina. Now that line is even thinner to a 2-1 line in this matchup as well. How is this going to be played out?
So, yeah, not really great pricing for Nikoline at all, but, what are you going to do now? It's the hand does look pretty decent still. There is a Deoxys in hand. There is a Battle VIP pass. So in terms of the start, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. But is there another discussion going on? Wait,
just another discussion? No, yeah.
Okay.
Looking to get started here, and here we see Nikoline rearing to go with that Deoxys coming down with the Genesect with the Battle VIP pass in hand as well. Looking to get that straight down, perhaps even a Mew V and a Genesect.
Yep. So going to get down one more Genesect off of this Battle VIP pass, no doubt, but that will be the only other Genesect she can get down, because of course the other two, not only in the prizes, right there at the top as well. So unless there's like a Hisuian heavy ball to shuffle the prizes around, might be a little bit awkward.
Yeah, with 2 prized as well, it could come up as detrimental to the game plan, with that reduction in consistency with the Fusion Strike system. Usually you want 3 down on the board, start drawing all those cards, but with only 2, this could be bad for Nikoline. But here we see just prize checking. Yes, Nikoline, that is 2 in the prize cards. Here we see a Mew V and a Genesect on the board, coming straight down from the Battle VIP.
Yes. Now, right now, there's not getting the ideal draws off of the Fusion Strike systems, of course, because it is you draw cards up to the amount of Fusion Strike Pokemon that you have in play, and only 5 in there right now. So going to want to get down one more Pokemon. Usually you want that to be a 3rd Genesect, but sometimes if you don't have the option for that, you can just bench a 3rd Mew instead. But actually not able to do anything, just a pass after that.
Yeah, I think I saw 3 supporters in Nikoline's hand as well, which is fantastic for Mew VMAX. Of course, they want plenty of items, stuff, getting that hand down as much as possible to start drawing some cards. But here we see Chriso. Is there much going on in that hand? I don't think there is.
No, there isn't Avery. So, actually, that could be pretty devastating because there's already struggles with getting stuff onto the bench for Nikoline. So Avery could get rid of one of those Mews, for example. There is an S-Ball, though, so Chriso can get down another Comfey from that. And I saw there was a Giratina V in hand and 2 Cramorants. So,
and the Jet Energy as well. So, getting the Comfey down, Jet Energy straight onto it. Another flower selecting. It's going to be just what the doctor ordered for Chriso.
Not quite the explosive start from game 1, but still workable, I think it's safe to say.
Not quite. It doesn't usually happen at those starts, but you never know. There's another flower selecting coming up. It could be another unusual start here for Chriso. Just doing the price checking as well. You always mention how important it is, especially in these lost box decks as well. So many pieces to the puzzle, so many gates, so many energy, so many Comfey, so many Giratina as well that you have available to you. So price checking always so important.
So there it is with the S-Ball, and having a look through just to sort of be aware of those prizes. We'll be aware of that 1/1 Giratina line prized, and also the Sableye going to be important to note as well, so that he maybe thinks twice about lost zoning one for flower selecting.
Yeah, and with the boss's orders prized as well, that is his only Gust, apart from Escape Rope, but of course, does play the Counter Catcher as well.
Yeah, it's a change that a lot of Giratina lists have made, because Counter Catcher is such a good fit in the deck. You kind of cut one of your boss's orders to make room for Counter Catcher, and then another cut somewhere else, and that way you have like 3 gusting options for the whole game.
And because you're usually down on prizes, that Counter Catcher is always live. I think I saw that Irida there. As well, from that flower selecting, or maybe it was a Giratina V-Star.
The Giratina V-Star was the card taken.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
So
here comes the Avery as well. Nikoline having to discard one of the Pokemon on the bench.
Got to be a Mew, right? I mean,
it's got to be the Mew.
You're not scared of the one in the active being knocked out, so I think this is completely fine. And you know for a fact that there's only 2 Genesects in your deck because of 2 being the prizes. So yeah, I think it's got to be the Mew here.
The safe option is definitely the Mew. You know that Chriso's not going to be able to take a knockout on this Mew V in the active. Here we see the promotion of the Giratina V.
Yeah, just a Jet Energy for that, and Abyss Seeking. That's absolutely fine to do here. You get rid of that. Just whoosh.
Just flops that straight into the Lost Zone. And
see you later.
Yeah, 2 cards in the Lost Zone now, but this could be 2 easy prizes for Nikoline. Just a Power Tablet and a double Turbo Energy will be able to take a knockout here on the Genesect V. Here we see the Mew VMAX. That is one piece of the puzzle. There's the Power Tablet as well. That's another piece to the puzzle.
Oh, and a Judge.
We see a Judge as well.
So, considering Nikoline's start was not great, right? But now with the second turn, the Mew VMAX and the Power Tablet in hand and the Judge suddenly is looking a lot better.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Nikoline, putting Chriso down to 4 as well. Does already have those 2 Vs on the board, so it means that there is 4 prize cards available to Nikoline at the moment.
Yeah, there is. So
draw to 4. There's a Cramomatic. There's also another few. I think I saw Mew V and a... Was that a Mellow?
No, it's a Mellow and a Choice Belt as well, so...
Not going to put it down, though.
When it comes to Fusion Strike system, I think she wants to put down another Mew if possible. Like, you don't want to... Like, there's only 2 out, though.
No. There's not much going on in that hand either, really.
No.
Going to be looking to Fusion Strike system for 1. This is going to be absolutely massive. An item would help with the Chromatic.
No, it's going to be 2 because of the extra bench thing.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, and got the Turbo Energy. Got the Turbo Energy. Is going to be able to take the knockout on the Giratina V. I think both players just chuckled there. Did you get that off the Fusion Strike system? Yeah, sorry.
Huge find from the Fusion Strike system for 2 there. Finding a double Turbo Energy needed to attack. That is exactly what Nikoline wanted. She's got to be breathing a sigh of relief at that.
Yeah. You would have thought so. And here we see the drawing of the Counter Catcher, Irida, and I think an Avery, I think I saw there as well. That's an option for Chriso. No Colorus, with only 4 in the Lost Zone. It is going to make it difficult to...
Is it 2 Avery that Chriso is playing?
Yeah.
God, again, it's like, I guess it's a very strong card right now, considering how many decks do go wide and fill out their bench. So yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Yeah, Irida and Avery there as options. I mean, Avery right now would be pretty good, right? Because again, what do you describe your Nikoline? I guess the Mew and the Deoxys, but it's definitely could be pretty devastating here.
Chriso's in a really he's in a really bad position here, because without any sort of ramp up with cards in the Lost Zone, 3 Grass Energy. Hey, I heard you like grass energy. Drawing 3 grass energy from that Avery. Not fantastic there for Chriso. I think he was kind of confused himself. Why am I drawing these? Sorry.
You know, when if someone ever tells you, touch grass, I don't think that's quite what I meant.
The path of the peak coming down as well. A nice spit innocently there, but not what Chriso really wanted.
No.
And Nikoline has the escape rope, has the boss as well. Could take out a knockout on the Giratina V on Chriso's bench. We see Chromatic. Was it a heads?
No, it was a tails.
It was tails.
At long last, Chriso must be imagining. But yeah, this is very, very rough for Chriso. 3 grass energy drawn off that Avery, and Nikoline with basically everything that she needs, just like take a follow-up knockout. Like, what do you do if you're Chriso here?
Yeah, and has the power tablet in hand as well.
Okay, and actually just going to go for the sparkle.
Oh, go for the sparkle. Interesting.
I guess you don't have to go for it now, right? You know, you're in such a good position. You can just take it easy, get some more energies out of the deck, and make it so that you can just easily power up another Mew VMAX to take the KO on the Giratina V when it evolves into a Giratina V-Star, for example.
I quite like this as well, because if you're able to keep those Fusion Strike energies on board as well, it'll mean that the Melodious Echo will be able to take a really easy knockout on the Giratina V-Star as well.
And here's an attack we don't see very often. Energy Mix on the Mew V does let you search your deck for an energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. So going to grab another Fusion Strike energy and attach it to that bench Mew VMAX, which so now there's 2 Mew VMAXs ready to go to attack.
Yeah, putting Nikoline in quite a commanding position, not even needing to use the boss. Not looking to stay aggressive. I guess not taking the knockout on the Giratina or even any Pokemon will mean that the Roxanne isn't live for Chriso either.
No, it's not.
Could have been the thought plan there for Nikoline. I think that's 2. Was that 2 Paths to the Peak?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was 2 Paths to the Peak.
Oh. Drawing all the card multiples right now, really at the worst possible time when you're already behind. Chriso is. You can tell by the body language, Chriso is not best pleased with how this is going, and who can really blame him at this point?
No, not your usual draws there. 3 grass energy into 2 Path to the Peak. Not something you see every day, but at least you know when he's going to go up to his mates and he's going to come up with these stories. Oh, I did this. At least now he has the proof.
Okay. Oh no, here's actually a quite tough decision. 2 very good cards here. We see a Chorus Experiment and a Mirage Gate. Now,
another Mirage Gate hitting the Lost Zone as well. I think you mentioned how odd of a choice that was. There's already one. These draws are quite odd.
Yeah, but this time it's good.
This time it's at least good. Yes.
Yeah, you definitely would.
Coming down, but Path to the Peak active.
Always happy to see 2 dead VIP passes in a Chorus Experiment, but there's a counter catcher, so you can use that to bring up something, bring up the Genesect, maybe just to stall at this point.
Yeah, and there's nothing really in Nikoline's hand. Can't get rid of that Path to the Peak.
No. Just going to attach to retreat and just give me another spit innocently. Maybe thinking, okay, if I'm going to win this, maybe I just need to set up some damage and then start sprinkling with Sableye, maybe. That could be a route to win.
And the top deck of the
there's a Seal Stone
will mean that Nikoline is able to find a switch out for this Genesect. Opting for the Lost City, actually. Oh, of course. Going for the Lost City will mean that the Fusion Strike system is now active.
And I think there's a switch out in hand already, because... No.
Just got the boss, though. Now he's going to be looking to find a switch out. Pop down the Meloetta. Use the power tablet. Fusion Strike system to 5.
That's the
no.
You don't want that.
Yeah, it's only a switch card, or perhaps even a double turbo energy would help here.
That would work, and there was one drawn, right? So yeah. You can just attach to retreat. That also is absolutely fine. Are there any Pokemon left in the deck? Yeah, there's a Mew VMAX, I guess, but that's it.
Yeah. Can evolve that Mew V on the bench, thin out the deck whilst also evolving.
But decides not to?
I think deciding not to. I guess this stops the 3-3 game plan from Chriso if it was ever to come out.
That's true, actually, yeah. So probably quite wise to avoid that for now. You definitely don't want to rope here, so it's going to have to be attach.
Manual attachment there.
Retreat. The can Fusion Strike system again, of course. Oh, no, actually decides... Oh, no, there's only one Genesect out, of course,
And didn't even need the power tablet with the choice belt.
No, exactly, so...
Nikoline now 2 prizes away from putting herself into day 2 here at the Stuttgart Regional Championships. Let's see if Chriso has any sort of comeback here, drawing into the Psychic Energy.
I think it's so hard, right, when there's literally, there's no 2 prizes. There's no option for a Giratina attack. That's the big problem. I mean, it does mean that you guarantee that Nikoline doesn't just win on the next turn, so that's, of course, helpful, but Gosh, it's very rough for Chriso here to find some kind of way to come back here. I think you have to find Sableye. That's got to be like priority number one. Like, that's going to be your best attacker for this turn for sure.
I think with Nikoline only 2 attacks away from taking this game, and Chriso 3 technically with this board state, with only the no, sorry, it's 2, but is going to be needing to take 3 this turn at least.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if that's possible, right? Because there's no attacker that you can power up that can KO that Mew on the bench.
Yeah, with one of the Giratina still in the prizes as well, one in the lost zone. It means that this Giratina right here that's being super rodded back in is the only one that's as an option for Chris.
That's so awkward. And yeah, he's thinking hard about the super rod. Does debates about it, but does go for that in the end. Is there a Mirage Gate to be played? Yeah, there is. So gonna go for that immediately. There is a potential for a Moonlight Shuriken this turn, actually.
Can take 3 prizes with the Moonlight Shuriken. Yeah, on the Genesect in the Meloetta.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Of course, the Meloetta had to go down. So yeah, this is absolutely going to be what Chriso's going for. So it's going to be... And actually, this is doubly huge because Nikoline has now no Genesect left.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there was ever going to be a way to come back into this game, this is going to be it. So Moonlight Shuriken... well, rather, Mirage Gate to power up this Greninja, and then as long as there's another Water Engine hand or another Mirage Gate, Chriso will be able to power this up and, yeah, do the best he can to come back here.
I think what's awkward here, though, for Chriso is that he's pretty much forced to put down another Giratina, right?
Yes.
Because how are you knocking out that other Mew VMAX on the bench?
Yeah.
Because a Shred isn't going to do it, so it has to be lost impact, right?
Yeah, like, that is a problem, no doubt, but what saves you here is the fact that Nikoline has just played the boss's orders, and you are taking out Nikoline's only raw power, so you're not as scared of a boss as you usually would be.
Yeah, you see the Irida being used, opting for Mirage Gate and Cramorant.
Yep, and is Chriso going to use the Mirage Gate now, or no? There's a Water Engine in hand,
yeah,
so you
there's
don't
Water
need
Engine
to.
in hand.
So flower selecting. Can't quite see what it is.
I think it was a Giratina V-Star.
That's you're fine to lost on that. You do have
and there's the Nespel as well.
Okay, that's actually really, really huge. Very important to find out this turn.
Yep, gonna go for that Giratina V. Oh, this would be absolutely massive if Chriso is able to pull this off.
Oh, hold on. This might be a problem, though. Is the other Giratina V-Star in Chriso's hand? Because if it's not, then there's one in the lost zone, one in the prizes right now. I don't know if it's in the hand or not.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It must be in the hand, right? No, it's not. Wait. Okay, so
it's going to be. So the only option here for Chriso is to be taking these. The game plan must be to take the Giratina V-Star from the prizes.
Oh wow, yeah, but it's right there at the top. So like,
that's the only option here for Chriso.
Unless does he play? He's played one Super Rod already. Does he have another one he can go for? Or is he already? Or is
He's playing the 2 Super Rod. So that's the only Super Rod that's left.
Wait. Oh, he just got rid of another one.
Yeah.
Wait. No, it's a little bit hard to see because like there's some of the lost zones off screen. Is there another Giratina V-Star in the lost zone?
Yeah.
There's one there, but then is there another one like further down?
Only plays 2.
Only plays 2. Oh.
So with 3 prizes taken, it's dependent now if Chriso is able to take this Giratina V-Star from the prizes.
Oh, so actually, like having to lost zone that Giratina V-Star over the Nespel is huge.
Yeah. And
oh goodness.
Giratina V-Star not taken from the prizes either. So back over to Nikoline here.
That's
escape rope. I think I saw there. I think I saw a power tablet as well with Path to the Peak.
I mean, it's not over for Chriso, right? There are other attackers that you can use to try and like sort of squeak your way through. Maybe you can, attack with a Sableye or something. But the problem is, if you can't win on the next turn, then all it takes is 2 attacks on single prizes for Nikoline to win. And right now there are 2 there's a Mew VMAX and a Mew V ready to go. Oh,
we see
it's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, it's right down to the wire.
Yeah. And time has been called now as well. It's very important to note.
Okay, so only 2 additional turns for both of our players.
Yeah, this is turn 1 of time currently, so this is absolute edge of the seat stuff. Escape rope.
Squeaky for both players. Here we see the escape rope. You can imagine, well, either one has free retreat, so that's absolutely fine. Mew VMAX being promoted here. Yeah. Damage Mew VMAX. For us, so nothing happening, and especially with no Genesect on board either. It's not going to be drawing many cards.
No. And even if there were Genesects, the Path to the Peak is out anyway.
And you'd imagine if she had boss, you'd be slapping it down, right?
Yeah.
Power tablet as well. Perhaps going for a Psychic Leap, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
really
sense.
like this play.
Just shuffle it away.
Now, with this Psychic Leap, most importantly, Chriso unable to take the game because...
oh, yes, it's huge.
Oh, no, still has the V-Star, sorry.
Yeah, but, well, yeah, it has the V-Star, but also we know there's no way to get to it right now.
So, awkward one for Chriso here. What's the plan? What's the game plan, Chriso?
I think what you have to do...
Over flower selecting.
Is maybe...
Oh, no, sorry, that was draw for turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
what do you do here?
I think you have to attack with Giratina and hope that Nikoline can't just KO you.
But
it's not enough.
The choice belt is already attached.
Wait.
So you have to get rid of the choice belt.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's not going to work.
Oh, no, not even that. You can't even use Genesect V. None of them are on the bench.
Oh, right. Oh, that's true.
It's full of surprises, this matchup. So
it's such a weird situation, right? It almost never happens.
So you're going to be hoping to use Max Miracle on a single prizer, basically. So escape rope.
Is that going to be like Jet NG then pass?
Oh no! Top deck the Genesect!
Of course you did. Yes.
Top deck the Genesect for game, and Nikoline able to take the last 2 prizes. Explosive top deck there for Nikoline.
Well, not top. It was from the prizes, right?
It was from the prize. Oh,
there's literally the last 2 prizes left.
I didn't even see it in hand. Nikoline able to take the last 2 prizes there for the game and puts herself into day 2.
Wow, that was.
There was so much going on. There was so much going on in that game.